Important for those early fights and whatnot, but we are starting off with the Samsung OLED match start. Jumping into the pistol round here with NRG on the attack. And we're going to get a first-hand look at how this Phoenix is going to operate here on Fracture.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it already. In classic Fracture form, it's aggressive early. EG take a look towards the north side. We're set up to crunch and instead just walk back through underpass as the execute comes out from NRG.
Yeah, a little bit of a pop here onto the B site with Kiko fighting forward. This early aggression catching EG off guard, who were going all the way underneath through underpass. Now completely trading sides of the map with NRG back in spawn.
It's tough for DJs now. He's alone, has to play his cards right here to make a pinch happen.
Yeah, here goes Okeanos, hurling himself into the side. It's DJs actually on the other side to secure a couple of his own. While EG are now onto the site, putting pressure down onto the spike. Ethan will claim his. Only two left standing for Evil Geniuses. The suit is so low in the corner, just pinged away at. As now Bao tries to push off those attackers. It will be Ethan for 3 and NRG taking the pistol.
One thing that really impressed me with NRG in their first win of this stage was how good the post plants looked in that last match. Both obviously on the Pearl, where they didn't lose a round on attack, but also, or excuse me, on the Breeze rather, but also earlier in that series on their Lotus. I thought they have really good protocols of how to fight forward and kind of sacrifice Mata to buy time while still having players who are playing that late delay, looking a little bit more similar to like the 2024 times where everyone was full offsite, full post plant. I think finding a really good balance between that and the aggression. Fracture normally a map that tends to become pretty retake heavy with the defenders liking to go aggressive, take space either towards top or bottom side, and then kind of fight back in from there.
Yeah, most maps operate with the assumption that the attackers are the ones that sort of define where the points of engagement are going to be on the map. Defense on Fracture, though, is the one. And again, it's this walk down through underpass. Only a 1-for-1. And as soon as NRG see those 4 players going for the push, they instantly fill into the space. Look to punish on the other side. Mata's first 2 shots don't find too much of anything. And this fight into heaven, look at that calm. Right-click kill on the Classic.
It's a little weird now. Ethan low on health. Close quarters. These fights are good for the pistols.
Oh, Calm steps into it, though. Gives a path back in. Ethan now with back-to-back high-impact rounds there on the fade.
And off of last week where he was just excellent.
Still, though, Ethan and Mata exceptionally low. There's some danger left in this round for NRG.
Good news is no utility left for EG.
30 seconds
just have to
left.
take these fights dry and win them.
But NRG only have 1 smoke for Brock, so he throws it right in the middle of the site. Ping down onto Supa, and Supa will fall. NRG, patient in their approach here. Chuck down the spike, Digis in. What do you have? Not a whole lot of anything. NRG, keep it calm there for the second.
And in the end, keeping 3 alive, the damage is not that big a deal for NRG. That round got really scary, though. I think that fight up towards heaven was a pivotal point right here, right? Where Calm goes for this re-swing, looking for information, but it's just a little ahead of Okeanos. And what could have been a high-low with pistols where you get something going is instead Ethan just picking them apart. Good for them.
Yeah, putting in their hours, getting their overtime. Now NRG, though, could be in a little bit of danger here. Breach stun ready to go into main. Actually, just a double dash up high. Check out Mata's position. Not something you see every day or ever, really.
The Waylay's gotten a lot less favor since the nerfs, and, well, maybe that doesn't matter when Ethan's hitting shots like that. Oki was just trying to go for a jiggle peek there and gets punished.
Just the headshot. Ethan took the short stick there, getting tossed the Marshall after the last round, but it doesn't even matter.
To my point, though, this agent is so good at fighting into your utility, baiting it all out, and then refracting. And that's the strength of hers that kind of took a back seat to the combo with the Hinder to go aggressive and set another duelist up. But it's something that is going to be really good into double initiator teams on this map like EG, who will want to play a lot of trap plays and re-clears into mains.
Well, that drone did spot Mata up on top of the box. Here's a couple of other players. So one of the nice things about this Sova is that it sort of denies NRG's ability to play these heavy freezes waiting for the re-swing when EG have the info.
Yeah, EG's just been walking around the map. They have the right stack here, but the fade out makes it still difficult to hold.
And a lot of utility to try and stall out the hit. There's the counter stun. We're down to 30 seconds on the clock. And NRG don't really have an out plan. Fighting now into sand. As Evil Geniuses bunker down, 2 on the site. Still Calm playing back into spawn. NRG have 20 seconds to make something of this, and it's not going to be there. 2 kills already go NRG's way. Bao alive on site for now. That's a nice shot, and it brings it into a 1-on-2.
10 seconds left.
DJ has not been seen all round, but he's fast on his flank. A chance in the 1-on-2.
Molly to cut him off. NRG know he's here. Mata's down on 43 HP, though. Still a brutal 1-2 punch for NRG. High-low, that's the first for Digizin. Digizin will see it through. At the last moment for Evil Geniuses, they will win their first.
Truly a bright spot in EG's lineup for a stage that's been so rough for them thus far. Digizin again coming up in these late rounds, in these clutches for the squad.
Spike down A.
And this, honestly, it looked like it should have been an EG round even earlier on. The util to stall off that fade ult was really good. NRG make a nice decision, pivot back through sand, and even despite that, we're just a few seconds, like one more kill away from being full stalled. Thankfully for EG, they had the clutch to boots and at least get their round back in, but the money's kind of tight off of the amount of players that died there.
Should be all right with Digizin having the tour de force able to go. Bao with the Rolling Thunder as well. So some creative options for EG in this round, where underpass might actually be the most important point of contention. Ethan wiggled his way down there early on.
Yeah, you saw the first 2 rounds, EG went for north side plays into a rewalk underpass.
And here we go. The fight into the site from Mata. Nobody home for now. Arcade is really where EG are choosing to take this fight. Sitting right around the corner there. Mata will see the barrel, and that's a perfect timing with Kiko delivering on the other side as well. Now inside of the smoke, Bao might want to call in the ultimate. Cancels it as Supa falls in Arcade. That would have been the difference maker in this round, but now the initiators of Evil Geniuses have nothing really left to do.
And look at the setup for NRG. Great crossfires, but Bao just 1 for 1 there. Shouldn't be enough as Calm wasn't in a position to fight up through that smoke.
Seemed a little bit hopeful there from Bao, barreling into the site. And this kind of calls back to, you know, something you were talking about earlier on, where defending teams will often play one really active side of the map and the other side more for retake. Here, I think, almost because they had the chamber operator, they're kind of playing both sides of the map, and as a result, you could see Bao never really got into a position that could use that ultimate.
Mata there at the end to clean up Calm, so no survivors, means the money's going to be real bad for EG. But yeah, NRG are doing a good job, I think, in these early rounds, figuring out where that strong side is and making the right reactions because of it. You mentioned Ethan going for that early underpass walk. That showed to him that it was likely, if they were holding here, to be more of this passive setup, and that walk in from Mata is so good to completely catch Digizin off guard and take the most dangerous player out of the round.
And I think it's good calling, too, from NRG to try and get that information. They were also using a Cypher camera on the north side, placing that down to make sure Ethan's a little bit more safe. Because you remember those first 2 rounds, EG went for those big walks, and, well, this time it's going to come out a dish for a quick kill.
Yeah, good night to Mata. And that means NRG concede the north side of the map, except for the Cypher trip.
Yeah, Chamber's one of those agents that's always been relevant on Fracture, maybe not always the go-to pick, but especially when attackers are dividing up, can thread the needle very nicely, just like Ethan does there, right in front of the stun to bring it down 4-4. Yeah,
and that's a change from the Breach of Ult, right? Those nerfs to his stun. I think Ult Breach stun hits there, but instead Ethan just dips away safely.
Now, Okeanos, the only guy with a Sheriff for Evil Geniuses, and actually he starts shifting over to the wrong side of the map. NRG want to pivot back towards A, where EG have no forward player, no way of getting that early information, although they do step out of B main, so by now Evil Geniuses might have some idea this A hit's going to come on in.
But with the Cypher up, NRG knows that flank will be coming through. They can position to account for it, as this post fight will be an inevitability. About pretty much nothing he can do here ahead of the smokes.
Yeah, that tripwire just got broken on the other side, so now NRG know what's up.
You see him shift to planting open instead of just planting for main. It doesn't matter when Ethan's just killing everyone. That's 4 for him.
Well, Ethan. 4 kills already. That comes after 3 in the first round. 2 right after. Ethan absolutely tearing things up on Fracture, and there he is for the ace. EG never stood a chance.
11-2. It's what? Round 5, and he's 1 off of his second fade ult. This guy is having a hell of a day here.
My fragging IGL. Having a great time in there. A lot of people on his screen. Those classics not doing too much to him.
A few times already now where I'm seeing EG, something Des was talking about, clumped up in a position to trade each other, and then someone swings and they're just kind of caught off guard. Someone has util out.
Yeah, he's fully integrated. So the call seems to be send your breach up into tower, who still has the rolling thunder, mind you.
Yeah.
And what can Okeanos do behind that on the Neon?
Some classic Fracture early round ideas on defense. Trap play, stun, and you refight.
Well, I don't even think Bao was holding any of that utility, was looking to break some utility instead. Here we go, that Prowler charging on in. There's going to be the run it back too. Although NRG have been really halted here. Some good utility traded both ways. Kiko finally for 3, snaps around, finds the player in heaven. That was beautiful, and Calm is just burning to death. That didn't work.
That was so nice from NRG though. This is a meta where you are so, I mean, just Valorant in general. You are always at an advantage if you're the second team to act, if you're the ones to refight in. And there, NRG diffused the trap play, step back, and as those players are swinging, in comes the Phoenix Flash. All of their utility gets volleyed. Just really great stuff from them. And now Digizin with this operator he had saved up so long for.
It's tough.
Doesn't have much of a choice but to save.
Well, the thing was he was trying to kill the planter when he retreats, but ironically, Kiko still holding on to the flame wall, so didn't actually have to use that during the hit. That ends up being the escape plan. I guess good news is Digizin hasn't fired the bullet, so NRG can't know for certain that the op is in play, but
1v3
the
Chambers
money.
not going for it, I would be pretty suspicious. So it's a 5-1 start for NRG. Looked really good on this attack side. I think that EG has had a lot of the classic Fracture ideas of set up early with 3 strong with your breach, your duelist, and then refight off of contact. And I mean, NRG has just been so ready for it. Look at this, right? All the utility use, in comes the flash, and just beautiful shooting from Kiko.
Yeah, Kiko is also stepping out of the smoke with his flash and like pre-turning it as well. Got dinged by it just a little bit, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if we're talking about the players that performed last week, Kiko was one of them. I mean, such an outstanding performance from him. It was his second best game he's played since joining NRG.
Wow, we are all the way out here, up onto the north side from Okeanos. 3 ultimates in play, 3 major ults for Evil Geniuses. Maybe a failing of theirs so far has been that these early fights are not finding their mark. Evil Geniuses have constantly either lost them out or been dodged by NRG, and, well, what is Mata doing there, you might be wondering? Finding all the holes on the weak side is the answer.
Right here.
That just can't be happening that way. Not recognizing the gap that was created, Mata takes advantage, and, well, there's his ult still, but it's a disadvantage retake now.
But you gotta play to win rounds at some point for Evil Geniuses. Gotta throw these into the mix. How long have we had that Rolling Thunder? 3, 4 rounds, maybe. It's been a while. So the fight now, back into main. The NRG are holding for, that's a nice stun. And Supa is there as well. As the walls come down, though, Scuba's there for 3. No one on EG is holding the right direction. They're shut down again without ripping a single ult.
4 ultimates available, none of them get used on that retake. No one looks right on the retake. That is a disastrous round from EG. And that's even discounting this beginning where they're just unaware of Mata's possibility of walking up here. But, I mean, Okeanos looks like he's just going for a walk in the park. No idea where to look.
Oh, come on. I love the Cypher pick here, bro.
And Scuba's just having a chill time on the Cypher.
Hey, why not? Okay, so that now makes 4 in a row.
Yeah, now we're on an eco, so we don't really want to use our ults this round.
Yeah, don't mind the round 3 that EG won off of a 1v2 clutch at the end from Digizin.
If this was an honest game, it would be 7-0.
Yet Evil Geniuses need to come up with something here. Reminder, they went for this pick. Historically, Evil Geniuses has been the Fracture team. All time, in the partnership era, Evil Geniuses 13 wins to 3 losses on Fracture. Of course, most of those coming back during 2023.
From the team that won the World Championship, yeah.
Sure, but even back in 2025, they were positive, 2-1 on the year. But now things a little bit dire as one of those ultimates comes into play. EG already found the first pick of the round.
And look at how much util they use. An ultimate, a stun, a flash, and 1 Phoenix Melee deals with it all.
And NRG are pinched now. Stepping out from B main is Digizin. Mata on the wrong side of the world for NRG, and with an outlaw of all things too. Makes his position fairly precarious.
He'll tuck away from the drone though. EG will not know there's a player wrapping dish.
It's if NRG can force these players back into line, that'll be big. Here comes the ultimate from the skies. Ethan claims his first victim, and now pushing these players into the flank. Digizin is showing up. Evil Geniuses might have cooked up around here. Brock stays alive for now, but B main is a problem. Spam back through the smoke will find its mark, as now Mata needs his own clutch with 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Lights up B main, and should have time to plant the spike. He's actually holding for it. Can't stick for that for much longer. Takes some damage in return. Mata spots the first and the second, must reload. In the clutch, he's good for it. It's a heartbreak for Evil Geniuses as NRG move up 7-1.
Christy, they used every single ultimate. All 4 ults on their eco round. And they lose to a Mata 1v2.
Well, you know, they won their round 3 with a 1v2, so it's only fair that NRG get their own in kind.
That is the worst case scenario. I mean, well played by Mata. He isolates those fights beautifully, but they've got to be hitting themselves to lose that round.
Well, at least they have money now.
You're really reaching.
Hey, it's the little things, you know? Digizin.
My Phoenix is opping.
We love him.
And he wins the duel.
It takes me back to Fracture in the good old days where, you know, you get shot in the back of the head, run in the wrong direction. Just having that attack op to punish the chamber on the other side is a beautiful look for NRG.
Yeah, when I'm watching these EG games, I feel like moments of that are happening too often where a player is just rotating, doesn't calculate where someone could have walked into. Second time it's happened this game, and are they saving a 3v5? I think so.
You seem to be correct, Mimi. An unfortunate situation to be sure, especially like their max bonus, or their loss bonus maxed out reset, about 4 rounds ago.
I mean, early on, that round 3, and then they just haven't won a round since, so you'll have guns. Can you do anything with it?
We'll see. Digizin will have the chamber op next round, but now you know that the other side might be opping, so actually stepping forward to take that aggressive angle, now you're out of that one. Are you actually looking for it? I'm not so sure.
Has Digizin gotten an op kill in this game? I don't think so, despite having it a couple times. NRG have just not really given him any chances, and I mean, talk about these guns getting saved, only one gets kept.
I mean, I actually don't think it makes a difference. They should have the money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I suppose at the end of the day, they'll brush it off, move on to the next one.
Yeah, that moment is tough for Supa. He thought he had a timing to maybe isolate a pick on the weak side of NRG's crunch, but it's not fast enough.
Mimi, can you sell me a cope? Like, is there something to be said? Like,
doing that.
Would you rather start on attack versus defense on this round?
No.
Like, no, you want to be playing defense? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it matters hugely what side you start on. My copium tanks are empty.
Me looking furiously around for any straws in the vicinity.
They have guns again, except, yeah, it's good enough. They got a tour de force. Come on, guys.
Kiko still attack opping on the Phoenix. He had so much fun playing the Jet last weekend on Breeze that he's like, well, actually, I just want to do this on everything. That's an interesting path from Mata. I mean, these guys are crazy, fighting all the way up and getting rinsed for it. By the way, Kiko back in defender spawn right now, but Com might have the read on that. Saw this way back on, I think it might have been the pistol round that NRG ran a similar look.
Yeah.
But last player standing.
Yeah, okay. Okay, EG. NRG get a little too big for their boots there.
Yeah, the full B main execute was definitely a little bold. Good on them. They do, if nothing else, they do have excellent utility to just full stall you if you go for an exec.
Now, there are some plays in which I like that double dash on top of generator there. Like,
was this one of them?
Well, unfortunately, someone was just like ratting it out in center side.
Yeah.
But I think the idea is if enemy team is playing around generator and like hiding inside that smoke,
and to be fair, if you have like a breach or something, there are players that like to do that kind of thing.
You'll just be sitting there with utility in hand.
Yeah.
So that's the idea, but it does just get shut down if anyone has their guns out and can see you.
Okay, early aggression attempt again from EG North side, behind their chamber off.
Calling in the reinforcements in case Kiko's up there.
Yeah, miss a shot. Okay, we have the Avengers here.
Oh, well, Kiko's not opping this round, of course, because he has the run it back. So out into Santi he goes. Good stun to slow him down. Okeanos sends him back. Unfortunately, that is just the Phoenix kill, so it doesn't actually count into the kill feed. As NRG are pushing their way onto the site. These last couple of rounds have been a little bit more relaxed, I feel, from NRG. Just fully running these execs off the rip. And Evil Geniuses have been shutting it down, to their credit. Again, uncomfortable. Stuck in the middle of sight from Kiko, as Zujizin gets that up kill to take a third round.
And this is more working towards the EG playbook. Your opponent goes for something fast, you have great utility to stall them out. You have a very strong weak side when you have the chamber, with that player who is willing to just post up, walk forward. You saw in this round he got the pick onto the opposing extremity player, and that meant they could just pinch on the site. So something going here for EG, but if I'm looking at the other side, I would love to see NRG just kind of slow things back down, look to bait out plays in towards main, figure out the strong side, do the things that they were doing excellently for the first 9 rounds of this game.
Yeah, that started with a camera placement, typically from Scuba, up into Arcade. There it goes down to scout it out. See Digizin on a much more passive line.
This is a bit more normal. Mata, 1 away from his ultimate. We'll look to get that one online.
Ready.
And with the convergent paths, you might look to just send this one on a B hit.
That's the last time I remember him using it, was throwing it up here and diving into heaven, and that's exactly where he is so quick on that peak. And Ethan collects the rest. I guess there's some players in Arcade pinching at the extremities, but now it just falls to Okeanos.
And the op is posted, holding this line now, recovered by Mata.
That was a brutal start to the round. Mata just executing the player up in tower. And it won't get any better for them with NRG finishing things out here 9-3.
Yeah, I want to see what Ethan was up to south side. They went for a 3-player crunch to rotate in and flank for this retake, and I think Ethan just literally owned them 1-on-3. There's that opening kill, which is so pretty from Mata. And here's Ethan playing around the box, and knife in hand for Calm, and
remaining.
shoots his former teammate in the head.
That's the lot of them.
An unfortunate way for things to close out here at the end of the
Hard dash is great to get out of chokes on a map like this. Combine that with the Phoenix, who's just a constant nuisance in mains, getting aggressive, farming orbs. Looked good on attack, and I think it's going to be some similar themes here on defenses. NRG looked to close this one out pretty cleanly.
Oh, now one of the things I'm already looking at with the Phoenix holding the curveball in hand is Phoenix playing on the side of the map with the Cypher.
Yeah,
you can run trap plays with yourself, something that a Breach might not be able to do as effectively. And
and that's foul.
Yeah, having the shorty in the back there. Unfortunately, does have to pull the trigger, and well, that play didn't work out at all, did it? Bit unfortunate for him. We were so excited to see what he could show us, but now EG in full control of the site.
And as it is Fracture, there's of course a flank coming in for the defensive retake. NRG already into B main. EG are super clumped up here. They're trying to drone and re-clear some space now.
I've never seen so many people playing tower. There were 5 for a little bit there. Oh, nice shot out of Digizin, working off the flash there as well. Will eventually fall down, but the cost of a couple of NRG members. Okeano swings off the flash too, but right back into Scuba's line of fire. Switches over into the Ghost. Not too much time to deal with here is Scuba, so back onto the spike, and once again, you can see that post-plant utility already, giving you that early warning of the problems to be if EG get into comfortable post-plants on this attack side, but good on them, they take the pistol.
Yeah, there's a chance, even if it's slim, now for EG. You saw in that first half, those last few rounds where NRG just went for hard execs getting shut down, and now this one punishing the trap play from Kiko that ended up making him look a little bit silly. I do like the idea, though, I agree with you. But not having a player there to actually break the dart means it's pretty tough to get away from.
Nice flash, baby.
That was fiendish laughter.
Yes.
I would call
a good
that.
word to describe it.
You know what? When Digizin feeling good, he can be quite the threat. Marshall in hand too, hops up and a quick teleport away. And we talk about the trap ideas with the Cypher on defense. That's something that EG didn't really get to run with their comp, the double initiator, a little bit more proactive on the defense side. So NRG can show us a very different look, although this is looking fairly similar to EG's eco round after losing the initial pistol as a flawless start for EG.
Yeah, the EG comp is a lot more predicated on just your duelist player jiggling, and then you dump the utility as soon as you see something. So you get more options when you bring that Cypher into play. I don't think the Cypher generally is like super strong, at least compared to how it used to be against Neon.
Don't peek me, bro. Don't peek me.
How would you describe that laugh?
I would describe that as a mature confidence.
A mature confidence.
That's what I would give him.
Yeah.
Look, he's giving some advice to the players on the other side.
I see.
Now, the don't peek me advice was under the understanding there wouldn't be any flashes or utility behind it. I think Kiko can comfortably step forward for a peek like that.
Same idea. Is on the other side, NRG getting a bit aggressive in A main. Jin will pretty much constantly be holding this kind of extremity. He has a chance at a fight, and TP's back, but Mata might look to go for more here.
Wow, they continue on the hunt, and it's going to be highly successful.
I love that. You heard last round where his CP was. You hear again that it's close, and you know that that chamber is almost always alone.
Now what it does do is give up Dish and the A site. So now NRG have to come up with a plan for the retake, and fighting back through A main. But right now, Ethan has been separated from Mata for a moment. Mata been covering the flank. Now links up with his leader. But this is difficult for NRG. NRG split up 3 players in spawn, 2 in main. Evil Geniuses continuing to ping-pong these fights back and forth. Now moving back into the site. So it's NRG to regroup. Evil Geniuses continue hunting forward. I like this look from EG, but it's getting a little messy now. Scuba with a couple kills, and now Calm into the clutch. The spike plant not quite going to be there, with Mata covering his diffuser. NRG up to double digits.
That's a tough round for EG. They got pinched from both spawn and main, knew that they lost that space, and so the call comes in, let's commit elsewhere. Instead, fighting through the site to try and pinch the players coming back from Sands, but with where the spike was planted, and with NRG actually turning away from that and making their strong side back in main, just completely backfires as those players get cut down in the open.
Yeah, little details there, being Scuba going back up the rope to take the high line as they double swing through Sand. I think if they're all coming in on the ground there, that fight is a very different story.
Yeah, it's at least even to be able to brawl for that, but all of that was even being given the chance after their chamber died early, and it was that 5-on-4 retake.
Wow, NRG with the full south side crunch, it looks like. Curling on down here, but Okeanos is waiting for it. And now the reinforcements have arrived, but there's just bodies on the floor. It doesn't even matter. Okeanos lights it up for 4.
Looking for the second ace of this game. First one went to his opponent, Ethan.
Well, who's alive on the other side? The very man himself. Okeanos would have to hunt down for it.
Spike planted.
Now it's a 1-on-3, and Ethan wants to play this out. Just a bulldog in hand.
EG have decent coverage. But Okeanos out in the open, and the ace will not be had. And now some concerns. Calm on 11 HP, has some shock darts, try and pepper at Ethan with. But out into the open is a good line for Supa, and EG stabilize.
That was an incredible round from Okeanos. You see a giddy look on his face after completing that one. It was an interesting Southside crunch idea from NRG. You saw these double cages to scale up and get a really deep Phoenix splash, but the issue actually came on the other side as NRG was prepping to use all that utility. EG was already feeling the pressure.
I almost got my first ace in VCT, bro. I'm so sorry, bro.
Who's he apologizing to?
I don't know. Maybe dying hunting for the ace at the end there.
Swinging out in the open like that. Maybe, maybe. But you know what? For your first ace in Americas, we'll give it to you. Maybe you'll have a chance later on.
Who knows?
NRG, doubtful they have chances for an ace this round. The only purchase being that Bucky for Kiko.
Cypher just standing in the open with that classic. As EG are really taking their time with this one. They don't have control north side other than just that chamber trip, making sure no one crosses over. So whenever this execute comes through, they basically have to full commit it through either just main on A or pinching underpass on B.
Yeah, now that they have pushed Ethan back, they have a few more options, but still nothing convincing. Nice pick, catching Scuba, retreating off of the B site. But still, Evil Genius is really timid in the approach, waiting for their teammates to regroup with them. how much they actually use to get out here. That will be the ultimate from Okeanos. Realizing time not necessarily on EG's side, not wanting to take any chances here. And it ends up being a good call. That's 3 kills for Bao, and the sole purchase of the round is a mile away in Kiko's hands.
Yeah, well traded there from EG. This should assuredly be a 7th round. Kiko, that Bucky in hand and the ult already secured.
Where's he going?
His only motivation is to die to Spike.
Going up.
Interesting strategy to cover off the the tripwire there from Digizin.
And now we wait.
Yeah, I suppose this means that there's no ult orbs going to be handed over to EG, who might have gone on a little bit of a hunting mission to see if Calm could get his online. Even though you can see that Calm has some idea that that trip is definitely not perfect information. So Calm goes in on the hunt, now tries to swing it back around. Those shots do end up connecting, and Calm will take him down.
He's giggling too. It looked like he thought about just running away and then realized there wasn't enough time and just turns back and I'll fight him, whatever.
I mean, either way, he's getting the ult orb.
It's true.
Live or die. Nice sense out from Calm there to hunt that player down, and now 3 ults online for EG.
Yeah, you saw Digizin get that pick there, scaling up towards B, and that's something I want to see more of, right? Pressure one side strong with your double initiators, with your Neon, and let him work the other side and get active on these lurks. I think that's one of the biggest win conditions for EG picking this chamber.
Now for EG, one of the big problems on their defense half was they never got in good positions to rip the ultimates. How those rounds ended up playing out. A little bit easier to navigate that on the attack side, but maybe not against this operator. Oki out of the equation, and Mata now trying to live inside of the Matrix somehow. Fight up into heaven. NRG just kill Evil Geniuses. 2 ults in, nothing to be found for it.
Should we bring up that this is the 2nd round with 4 ultimates that EG have lost?
Well, you've done it.
Yeah. Because that is another brutal situation where they've spent all the time earning them up. And, you know, historically, we're talking about like 2023 EG, even 2025 EG when this map was back. Something we're always known for was having great ult combos, the stun, and the Sobal, mistakes that were so good. I know I'm reaching way back in history, but they've really struggled to get value with the ultimates here. And I think the biggest mistake of that round was the way that Oki was scaling. He was ahead of any of that utility. Dies before the ults even come in.
Barbecue time, the call out. I'm watching to see if Mata can get the hindrance, and then Brock opens up the skies. That's the idea here up on Dish. And Evil Geniuses must be cautious. Luckily for them, I guess, is Okeanos leading the charge. And now the stun and the barbecue. Good God, it is brutal. Okeanos fried up and delivered to NRG.
He didn't mean to get tagged by the dart, but it worked out perfectly in the end.
That is killer.
Good night, Okeanos.
That's the microwave on maximum settings there, down in 5 seconds.
It's what happens when you put a metal spoon inside.
Okeanos, just the metal spoon in this situation. About as threatening as that to NRG in this round. Oh my God, he's got a spoon. Watch out, Ethan. Gun in hand. Chucking some bullets down, but he'll eventually fall, giving Evil Geniuses a real chance in this round.
That's what I'm looking for. You get pressure one side, let Digizin work the other. He gets a pick. And now that opens EG up to
30 seconds
pick a side here. Digizin, he was running back. Now they decide to sprint back towards A. But if they're going main, there's a Phoenix here in only 20 seconds. This is still a little scary.
And that is Kiko with the operator back in hand. He's turned his sights up into drop and finds Digizin again.
15 seconds.
Continuing to dominate in that off one-on-one, and now slowing down B main. There's just nothing Evil Geniuses can do here. I don't even know if they have time to get onto the site, let alone kill Kiko here. Not a chance. NRG on map point.
That is a disaster of a round for EG. I mean, it starts off poorly, but they had a way back in those 2 picks, and I think they overcooked a little bit in how they wanted to commit. Hesitated for a moment, wanted to go back and take south side before they fought. And that delay allows Kiko to get this forward position and means that they don't have any reserve when his utility, when his op starts stalling out. I mean, yeah, that's my reaction to what happened to EG as well.
Evil Geniuses mix things up here and go for a fracture pick. Most teams are just banning this. And we've only had 1 pick so far.
Yeah, it's only been allowed into a veto twice.
Yeah.
The first time was in map 3 that didn't get played.
EG forcing up with what they can. And really all bundled together down here outside of A main. NRG are playing pretty restricted with their own space on the map. The only thing they've really contested so far is the two players they have working off each other by Dish.
EG has been having Digizin split push pretty much every round. This time, he's just with the pack. All 5 players posturing for A main.
Yeah, and even just having these players up here, it's so easy to jump out of the smoke and support your fighters on the site. So as everyone works out into sand now, Ethan informs his team. NRG drop on down, try and get in front of that ultimate. Pushing block away from the rest of the group. NRG are split up. Look at this, players all around inside of the smoke. Nice crossfire, but Evil Geniuses fight on through it. Get that player in the back of the head too. And it's only Brock here, pinged out through the smoke. He's taken low. Evil Geniuses navigated a really tough round to get the spike on the ground.
Yeah, credit to Digizin. I think he makes a key play there, walking into the smoke spawn, but it's picked the other way by Mod. It won't matter. NRG just going for the save.
Yeah, they've got the big guns, so no reason to risk those falling over into enemy hands. Especially because, I mean, I think Evil Geniuses need every gun they can at this point. So Superman going on a bit of a walk, but that reposition from Mada, you just saw him in spawn, and now he's killing you outside of A main. Not so fun for Evil Geniuses, who now just have the 2 guns to see through the next.
Yeah, and with them winning the round here as well, it might mean Economy's not in a great spot in the next round, even though they've won this one.
Other things for Evil Geniuses is that NRG, if you just look at the ultimates that are going to be coming into play, they're going to be hitting their ultimates quicker than Evil Geniuses. So even if EG take this next round or 2, it's going to get harder for them before it gets any easier.
Is that play I'm talking about, though? Digizin taking that timing to walk towards CT and get that kill.
I'm a walk through, bro. CT.
And a bit more metered reaction as he dies to the AWP at the end of it. So now with a Guardian in Bao's hand and Supa's.
You're looking in the wrong direction. I'm seeing 2 ops from NRG. That's what I'm seeing. We got 1 B main, 1 A main for our 2 duelists.
You're not used to Phoenix AWP?
No, look, NRG, the double op, we love to see it, and, well, maybe Digizin doesn't.
Hey, guys, the ops B, we should accelerate A.
Guys, go away, get out there. Oh, God, wait, no, Mada has an ultimate that he can now throw the other direction on B2. Oh, no.
And this Cypher Cam has been causing problems for EG. Always there to activate a trap play. Can see over that smoke.
Well, EG walked into a stack in the last round, and it wasn't a problem for them. Similar look this time. Oh, no. There's the stun. Mada's in front of it, though. That operator again, a problem. Now Okeano's shut out of it as well. Mada is just having way too much fun with EG this round. 4 for him to close things out. That was just so simple for Mada.
They gave him 4 honorable duels that round. You shouldn't do that. How this one rolls out, I think that the Vice is a pretty great counter pick into that Neon Solo Duelist comp, so see if it's enough for them as we head into map 2. Reminder, an EG loss here means playoffs are off the table for them.
Well, this game going to start off with a big fight over in main. Digizin to collect first, and EG have held here even with fewer numbers heading into the fight. Even Calm gets one before being taken down, and in 15 seconds, Mimi, it is now a 1-on-1.
Pearl Gaming. Everyone fights for a main. Everyone falls but 1 on each side. Nico, where does he expect this Vice to be? You know that he was likely playing the B anchor role, but does he come from spawn? Does he flank around? Where is Bao?
Truthfully, he could be anywhere, so the only way to play it is to keep moving forward. That's the plan for Kiko, scouting out back spawn now. Digs his heels in on Secret, and that turret could even end up confusing Bao if he thinks it was placed after the spike went down. That's his read on it right now, still confused, getting shot in the side of the head, and Kiko will take this piss around NRG's way.
Yeah, really nicely played by Kiko there. That turret, as you mentioned, could mean quite a few things, but if he's tucking into Secret, even if a player comes behind the turret in main, it still gives him information. Really nicely done. And this fight was just, you know, very Pearl in its nature. EG hit some great shots, killing that jump peeking player, especially, but all in all, it comes down to who's better in the clutch, and it's Kiko this time.
Djurgården has decided to go ahead and pick up a Marshall. This is something I was noticing from Evil Geniuses, where on a lot of the round twos, they would go for a Marshall or a Bucky, depending if it's attack, defense.
Yeah, and looking at this comp change, if I'm NRG, I'm seeing this switch up, and I'm thinking my two priorities are push away the Phoenix and get mid control. When you're gonna lose is when you just go hard into sights.
Yeah, Ethan has separate priorities, which is kill everyone on the enemy team so I can get my ultimate as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah. There was a gun picked up here by Calm.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
Calm, no armor, but full HP. And Ethan is very sectioned away from his team.
I still struggle to see, even with the gun recovered, how EG gets back into this round.
And the spike plant looks like it's going to be a good one to play from spawn or from heaven.
I mean, look at Ethan, 2 missiles. He's literally sitting in CT doing nothing but waiting.
This is awkward. EG have really eaten up a lot of the clock now. There could be a world where dying and making sure this rifle isn't recoverable is the best play for them. EG have really eaten up the clock. It does not seem like they're playing this one at all. Calm is going to go ahead and call for the retreat here. Gun in hand. Keep that one out of NRG's prying hands.
Yeah, Djurgården dies to the spike. Rifle gets saved over from Calm. Hit some nice shots with the lesser weapons to do anything in this round, but fundamentally, I think it is going to come down to a lot of these rounds where it's a fight for mid-control. Where the Vice absolutely excels is hard-holding main against a Neon that is trying to go in. It's just so tough for her to path through that utility. So if you're NRG, you want to, well, play the style you kind of always like. Slow things down, get space in mid-control, look to end most of your sight hits into a split.
But even during that, you still had them taking advantage of some good timings, like Ethan running into the smoke. Maybe even anticipating Okeanos just has a flash in hand, so no one's ready for him.
Yeah. You balance that Vice with the passive hard hold against the Neon with a really proactive other half between that Neon and the Phoenix, who kind of want to constantly fight for extremity.
Man, Mimi, look at mid again. NRG have just blown it up entirely. After EG leaning heavier into A main to start. Still, this site is a tough box to break.
Yeah, NRG wait for some kind of re-clear, but it's not coming. They'll just look to commit to this split, but there's 3 players here.
Yeah, NRG trying to move in now. Good information. Gets Bow a kill. EG still to be dislodged, although Mata has gone barreling into backside. Has cleaned out a pathway for NRG to now plant the spike and keep EG at bay.
2 on 3. Both players for EG clumped up together towards spawn. There's some good crossfires here from NRG.
Tough position to navigate for Evil Geniuses.
I don't think you expect a player street at this point.
Yeah, especially with the attention being drawn by Mata. Mata secures 3 into the round, and just like that, NRG run away with it.
And that's a bonus round converted there. Chances on that round 2. Pretty much nothing bought in for EG to win, and on this one, flips the other way, so this is a huge amount of momentum early for NRG.
You know, I've really loved seeing NRG in these last 2 rounds control the mid space for them, and even like putting down a lot of Killjoy utility, not to guard the flanks, but to hold on to the space they took. They had a turret that was covering their backs in mid, then they put an alarm bot up into connector, and it just really started to restrict EG's movements.
Yeah, NRG is a team that's really good with those details. They want to make sure those re-clears can't actually affect them. After going mid, you see EG on their eco heavy stack that space, so NRG casually takes a main. They did lose Mata, though. Nice shot from Calm. That'll slow down any exec that NRG want to rip.
Not sure if this makes NRG think that the stack is more or less likely at this point, as they realize, hey, we actually didn't really cover any of our space in mid or B long. EG could have filtered in. So they go 3 in tow to work back towards mid.
Yeah, the read here is good from EG. They still have a heavy art presence, and NRG see nothing on that drone.
It's important for EG, though, that they find the right place to stack and play together with numbers with the bad buy. They're actually sliding up into A main during this, by the way. Brock just held it down and mowed them down, so now the chance is starting to slip for Evil Geniuses. 3 sheriffs patrolling this B site. It does pull out the Armageddon. Wreaking havoc back on Secret as now Evil Geniuses try to fire back. Okeanos takes his time, gets a kill, down to 30 seconds remaining, but No pressure from utility to try and stop this spike from being planted. Now a wall to be thrown in. It's 1-for-1 as the spike continues moving up. Evil Genius is really trying their best, but it means nothing in the face of Brock's Odin.
Did Brock just 180 Odin spray them down?
Yeah, I think that gun should theoretically be too heavy to wield like that, but somehow he gets it done.
Yeah, let's see that again. Okay, here's his opener onto Digizin on that re-clear. And then, yeah, that's a 180 triple spray down. Okay, Brock.
I think at some point during all those twists, you'd have back issues.
Even after seeing him play that gun for so long, the whole team is just laughing after he hits that.
On. I mean, that wasn't even like crazy like spam tech or no, that was just spinning circles on Evil Geniuses.
Just a sensitivity check. Can you spin around fast enough?
By the way, look at mid Mimi, wasting no time.
Yamada's almost in their spawn.
With a judge, by the way, and he goes through this. This is ridiculous. This is disrespectful. He's going to catch the timing. Digizin with an operator actually clears him away.
There's a Neon judge versus op fight at 1:25 on the clock. In spawn.
Spawn. Like, what is going on? Evil Geniuses are getting all the kills. And in similar form to back on Fracture, when NRG just started full sending it on their attack, Evil Geniuses pieced together a few round wins there. Same seems to be the case here with Mata just going full steam to his demise.
I pity the observers after what happened to that round. A fight in spawn. I think most of the kills on site were just spam as well. Just ridiculous.
You don't have anything more for me on that one? What's the idea there? Why is your Neon
Bro,
just
I didn't see what happened. He just ran it down.
He literally just ran through art and then is like, no, usually players are like, you can't actually peek. Like, you have to crouch peek if you want to go down that tunnel. So it's like,
you're almost always just dead if you do that.
Yeah, you're at a major disadvantage if you do it, so you never do it. Mata says, screw that.
And to be fair, he didn't die on pushing through. It was when they actually went to re-clear him.
Yeah.
They had the idea in the back of their head that he could be crazy enough to be there, and he was.
10 seconds left.
I suppose credit to Evil Geniuses for flushing him out. We'll see if they can turn this into something.
I am interested to see what actually happened on the site. We were so distracted by the chaos unfolding in spawn.
If you're not a good
That's a first round win for EG. Here we go again. Yep. Just Neon things 1:30 on the clock, by the way.
Now, did we hear him, or did we just anticipate? Wow, Mata actually got the shot off, too. He was on 23, and then Okeanos just came in behind them through mid.
I think they thought they could heavy fight for backside because they were expecting any players that would have been art or mid to react to that Neon and kind of get caught off guard by two players still being their art to fight and cut down that actual execute.
A little false sense of security. This time, Mata, a little bit more passive. I mean, he'd already be in spawn if it was last round.
Yeah.
This time he waits for his teammates to catch up to him, baits out the Vise wall, realizing the setup has switched to this side of the map.
And that's enough for NRG to want to back up, maybe explore a little towards another part of the map. I expected them to almost want to walk back into street off of that and see if they could catch the player policing that, knowing the Vice is heavier A.
It's interesting. NRG haven't done anything B-long this game, realistically. So Digizin has moved all the way forward, has that posting with the operator. And EG are pretty able to react and stack 3 players on this side of the map behind the Vice stall as the hit comes in. Taking their time for now, and it could just be a lockdown call in a moment.
Yeah, I do like that. They use the dart and the wall to bait out pretty much all the anchor utility.
But now they have to re-clear something. B-long is not going to be a good look for them. It has just been usually going back into mid and art. See what the call is.
They're going street instead.
Yeah, they just threw a dart. They were trying to sell a little bit more pressure over onto A, but now we're moving straight back into Calm.
The interesting thing is DJ is so far up that Calm is basically alone here. He'll likely want to retreat long and try and group up with that Neon.
And there's not really space for him to play because the lockdown. He cannot try to deny the spike plant from his position. Kiko gets 1 kill, and that spike will be planted. Just enough coverage on the corner as Bao holds it down into spawn. A headshot through the box isn't quite enough.
That was a weird round, but NRG make the right choice of where to fight now. The players long have to become the strong side.
Calm is out of it. He was already low. Operator didn't mean anything. Now Supa making a whole lot of noise, trying to accomplish something, but the stun comes down. Ethan just toying with his meal. NRG call themselves into a creative finish to the round for the win.
Yeah, now that we're, 4 weeks into hearing calm listen-ins from all of our teams during the matches, something I've noticed about NRG is when they're playing their post plants, they are one of the absolute best teams at being calm, being very intentional at how they convey information as to what they have in these post plants, and being incredibly decisive at how they choose where to fight. Think about the answers they had to come up with this round. There was 2 players long. They lost their player to someone on the flank. They were
rounds.
And new horizons for NRG. They're exploring towards B long early.
Hey, mix things up. Why not? I think NRG saw at least one round of this Vise setup over on the B site with that diagonal wall. Bao going for the early spam. Got a tiny bit of chip down on Tamada.
Vice wall is still here. And already the alt rip, that is really early.
NRG have been very successful this map at baiting out utility very early on the Vise. That time it's at the ult, but previous rounds it's almost always hunting down for the wall or the thorns.
They also baited out Digizin's ultimate, so now he'll only have that operator in hand to say let it fizzle out.
Just freezing, holding down B long, waiting for him to re-peek. Don't go too far, Digizin. That could be dangerous.
I'm out of here.
Actually, no one even showing for now.
That's the attack smoke getting popped now as they contact up, veil their presence, and look to re-hit towards B.
Yeah, EG have a bad feeling about this, especially when this wall is about to be primed. Digizin smoked out, doesn't see an angle. Wait, that's a missile kill backside. How on earth did that happen? And Digizin doesn't hit his shot either. This round is wraps.
Oh, that's shambolic for EG. You lose a player to utility, your opper whiffs the shot when given a free opportunity onto Ethan. And that is wraps. Oki's gonna try and run with the op. NRG do not want to let him have it.
No more dreams.
Well, Calm's gonna get a kill on the other side. Oki alive for now, but the walls are closing in. Oh no, they're everywhere. They're in our walls, guys. Okeanos, that op, gonna get chucked off the map, I do believe.
Watching this.
And there it goes.
Send off a shot, show you have it before you throw it away.
I like it, I like it. It's those little layers getting in the heads of EG.
To your point, though, it was EG, again, I think, being a little trigger happy with using this Vice utility. That previous round where they had 5 players A main and then managed to split back late to B, it was literally the round before this. In both of them, they're just so quick to bait out this util. And as that's happening, Bao was really committed backhaul. Against a team with double salvos, it's really tough to play there.
It wasn't even like there was intense like utility being comboed on him.
No.
Right? It was like there was a nano that was stopping him from getting out the one side, but
yeah, it was a stun left side and then double missiles from Mateo inside as well.
He just had too much ground to cover in too little time.
And the tough thing is, again, that's a round that EG lose after using some of their big ults. And now the advantage changes over to NRG. Not only with the ults, but with the money as well. 2 shotguns brought into this round.
Bucky right around the corner in Supa's hands.
I mean, I don't know how big a disadvantage that really is.
Well, he wants to try and catch the timing. Actually, the first drone got broken. Second drone, I do believe, sees him. Doesn't really matter for the first kill and the second. Sweet movement from Supa in and out of the smoke to collect on 2.
And here comes the next shotgun.
Yeah. Deal with one shotgun, the next one's gonna filter in. Okay, that is the solution. Shotguns and utility. And a whole lot of no fun for NRG.
Yeah, welcome back, guys, to Shotgun Town, USA.
And Mata's just like, no, get me out, please.
He's getting flashbacks to Split.
Please,
not again.
Don't do it to me.
It was nice to dodge out on both of those drones. You think that this comp traditionally is very good to root out players who are looking for that style when you can double up with both the Owl drone and the Teo bug, but this time, they make it work.
Now, can we replicate that? Can we get something going here, evil geniuses? Oh, well, Mata certainly wants to get involved right off the rip. Good hold. Takes Mata down so low, and the counter util is brutal. Nightfall catches all these players.
Yeah, but there's no follow-up off that. It was just an attempt at spam, but the haunt still gets broken and everyone lives.
The duelists are on the wrong side, so now NRG look for that forward fight. Catch out Calm right down the middle of the map. And now on the opposite side of the wall, Do they want to go all the way to B? Do they want to hold? Because we've only spent 30 seconds into this round. They've got time.
Yeah, look at Dijazin walking all the way back in. Mata is reading this. Holding on to the flank, but maybe not for long enough.
I believe Dijazin heard him. So now into the site. NRG advance forward. Bao gets a couple, and EG succeed twice in a row on this B site.
Yeah, good job there from the players left on site to hold that down between Bao and Oki. But that didn't feel like it was a surefire win for EG. I think that they actually made some mistakes in investing this bait ult. It felt like maybe a little miscomp, that no one was actually ready to follow that ult up.
Enemy remaining.
I think they were just trying to play for the spam with the haunt, but as soon as that's broken, they don't really get anything for it, luckily. Crossfire is good, the players are confident to keep fighting forward, and they get another round on the board.
I have it under good authority that NRG have called their first time out. Pearl is different, I'm telling you.
How is it different?
It's different. You just gotta trust me, it's different.
Okay.
A side is B and B is A.
Sorry, what was your question?
My question was, what NRG do?
Go back to playing mid-control?
Oh, okay. It's that simple, all right. Well, they're trying the mid dive. Oh my word, it's a little bit of a different look this time as they were wrapping all the way back around onto street.
I don't feel like a 1-for-1 is good enough there when he had ultimate and that's a gun given away.
Yeah, that's certainly favoring NRG at this point. And they're still holding on to connector. What that does is it draws Calm all the way back into spawn. He has to hold this angle because he knows that Mata is crazy enough to go for it again. There's a little droney fella going under that one this time around.
A-side is pretty open for business. I don't think anyone can
We'll
really
see. Yeah, it's completely open for business.
Good night.
Mata just rips the door down and is now in secret. This guy's just flown across the map this round.
I mean, we're retaking with the Outlaw now and Calm on 1 HP. This is real scary.
It is certainly a round that could go NRG's way. Even with the bad buy to start.
There.
Have to dislodge Brock in the middle of sight. That's mission number 1 for Bao. Can he get it done? Yes, he can. And Dijazin has his back as well. It's now Mata. Pushed into a corner.
Where is Calm?
Yeah, where is Calm? Calm's waiting for Mata to be flanking. He thinks Mata's over in mid. Certainly not in main. By the time he gets there, it is in time to get the kill and keep things together for EG.
I've gotta go. Gun here.
Very losable in that round for EG. This opening engagement, going 1-for-1, losing your Phoenix with ultimate, a chance for them, but luckily the players who were left in the 3-on-3 for NRG basically had no utility left to work with, and that's a kind of as Orton is trying to play these trades, which are very tough to do, into that Outlaw.
Let's go! Yes,
He's breaking the microphone.
I would call that furious, is what I would call that.
That's the energy he's bringing.
Yeah, but like a positive fury, you know, he's ready to take on NRG, bring this back tied up at 6. We'll see. It's going to come again with a quick dive into Art. NRG have fully returned to their mid control. Was so successful back at the start of this map.
And Okeano's back in the same spot. There's this util, and a volley sent back as we listen into NRG.
You think can
Chamber can have B line.
We can have B?
You can
Yeah,
have
it
full
could
B
be an
line.
A menu as well.
He's really good at picking up B.
Boys, listen. Push him off the B line. We just walk A. Come.
Yeah, I have Brock do this.
I'll push him up. I have to push him up. Me and Adam can do it.
Yeah,
I'm up here, Adam.
I'm coming,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I'm coming.
I'm a drone. Wait,
The reclaim mid is just mid right there.
I'm picking the speed up. Ready? Pick up star. Pick up star. I'm with Adam. I'm gonna shock Thorn Adam.
I don't know where this ult is.
Mid.
guys.
He just reclid mid.
I'm gonna shock
Going
Thorn.
low.
Okay, we're throwing util B.
We're faking B. We're faking B right now.
Take Gantry.
Hey, I gotta walk.
Yeah, take
I
your time.
triggered wall at B. They know we're not B. They know, guys. They know.
Yeah, I'm running back B. Double fake.
Okay.
Running away.
Okay. I'm faking.
Yeah, nothing on there. That's clear.
Or
They're
leaving
I
B
have
now.
dart.
Leaving B.
30
Careful, Adam,
seconds
careful.
left.
Comes. Picking on top. Back all, upping. I'm darting him. I can drone him after. Just chill.
you
Just
got it,
wait.
you got
20 seconds. You guys have this, so you have this.
Slow
I'm droning the right.
roll.
I'm gonna ping him.
Gonna go right. We need a smoke or something.
Back off still.
I have nothing.
Wait,
I'm
still
still.
back off. Yep.
Smoke in 5, guys. Can you slow?
Yeah, holding back off.
Just throw a side smoke. We need to go. Wait.
Three.
They're gonna flood.
I gotta play.
Shoot.
Play safe.
Oh my god.
One
Oh
enemy
my god.
remaining.
Absolutely dicked. No!
Oh. Nice.
Time, guys, time. Chill now, chill now.
Holding.
Just
CT,
win.
CT, CT.
I did.
Hit
On me,
60,
on me,
hit
on me,
60.
on me, on me, on me. Look at me, look at me.
I see you.
Yep.
I have the thing.
Wow, NRG just completely worked the map there, pulling EG all over the world and just crushing that round. I thought that was going to be a lot worse for them, down to the wire on the plant.
So did I. I think what impressed me walking away from the communication is that even when they got so chaotic, and I think in a lot of ways could have or should have been a loss for them when they let that dwindle down to 15 seconds, is how calm and intentional they are, again, with what they're calling for, right? There's 15 seconds on the clock. No one's panicking. Instead, it's very intentional. There's an op here. We need to smoke. Very, very clear from everyone on the team to get on the same page and win that round. And, I mean, poor EG have just been kind of fried by that. Just an insane back and forth. I think they called like 3 different fakes in that round.
Yeah, Ethan heard, as soon as Mata was like, hey, they know we're not B, that was when he had the idea, actually, let's just do a double fake here. And then EG are just going to be sliding around the map.
A lot of duelist players get pretty quiet in comms. They're like hard focusing on their aim, those kind of things. And, you know, it makes sense. It's a tough role to play, especially on an agent like Neon. But Mata, I've noticed in their listen-ins, is very, very good at giving good information as to what he's seeing is that tip of the spear, and not just that, but being that kind of thing.
Anyways, we're back into the game.
What would you rate it?
I would rate that mouse pad 7 out of 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird scale.
That's how I roll. We're back in, though. And Mata, back to actually B main. This is where NRG ran into some problems, but we'll see how much he wants to commit in. That's all the way, it would seem, for the last round of the half, and another missile kill. That's Ethan's second of the map. Brock trying to get a util kill of his own, although Mata steals that one away.
He's still going, by the way.
All the way up, yeah. He has not wasted a breath.
I love that they've just given him this license to int. Maybe goes a little too far this time, as that flank is
coming. We got to rein it back in. Yeah, we got DG on the other side of things picking up a kill, and NRG have been scrambled. Kiko up inside of the wall, getting way too freaky with it. Now Scuba realizes he's off sides. That spike is not planted for him. Tries to use this wall against the enemy team. Good catch there on the first, but Bao is holding, and EG keep it within 2 at half.
I've changed my tone. Revoke his license.
No more license to int.
Don't let him keep fighting backside. It was a really good start from NRG getting those first 2 picks, but I think they struggled after going for this proactive stuff to figure out how to settle back into a more passive hold. That flank coming through from Digizin made them feel like, again, they had to kind of make a play off of losing the space in main, but they ended up just getting caught by that pinch. On paper, comp is pretty solid. You have that Phoenix who's always looking to be strong at fighting for extremities, getting orbs, but a lot of similar strengths from NRG, and a comp for them that tends to excel on defense with the double drone to constantly re-clear and be ahead in the information game.
Well, Evil Geniuses certainly got something cooking up at the end of the half, bringing this one back from 7-1 at a point. And now, actually find themselves in an awkward situation. Mata's come all the way on the flank and procced the wall at 19 seconds into the round.
Yep.
Keeping that speed up from the first half.
And now they have to be terrified of this flank as he just backs away and instead looks back towards B.
EG have no map control. They can't turn around and deal with that. They can only fight forward. There's going to be 5 people wearing NRG uniforms waiting for him. Good news for EG is that NRG are out of the sight for now, but Ethan's tried to move on in. First kill goes to Calm, and now NRG flood on through. It is over in the blink of an eye. This pistol round, EG had nothing going for them at any point. Now Superman in the worst position possible. 3 for Kiko and the round.
Mata died on that retake, but he got his relay bolt off before, and that absolutely decimated the players back hall. And even before that, I mean, this is the most impactful Mata round where he did not get a kill. Full ran through spawn, got complete information. You see these 2 players who are both stunned by that relay bolt and get taken down. Some nice shots from Kiko on that Sheriff to clean it up.
I really think EG have been tested in this map by NRG's just willingness to send it. EG have to react very quickly to that information, and I mean, there I think in the setup it was almost lost. Not having a plan B to fall back into. This round, they do have those players guarding the extremities.
But look at NRG, they're such a bully with the utility in the mid-round. They have a Killjoy turret posted forward A main, they're re-droning in mid.
Doing? We've got a judge in A main. Oh.
That's really gross. I didn't even see, I think there might have just been a Teo missile at the beginning of the round to escort him into that space.
Well, Calm doesn't have any prowlers to clear him, so I'm not loving his odds. Calm will have to call in these players in mid to pull some attention of Kiko's.
And look at this, NRG just play the passive mid-hole. Keep the forward A main presence, keep the forward B main presence.
And when you hear the turret up here, do you expect there's the Killjoy on top of it, or do you think, oh, that's just a forward turret, Killjoy's holding the other way into the site?
I don't know if you read the judge holding Killjoy in the corner.
Now, Kiko is caught between 5 members of EG right now, and dodges out from the scouting mission. That is, well, another round just like the last. NRG get 3 kills in the blink of an eye. And even if one is found on the return, that's Ethan for 3. Are they all the way halfway to that Armageddon?
Super clean stuff from NRG there on the Antico. Again, just being so proactive at dominating map control early. Think about how little they used to actually get these positions. That was just one missile to get the Killjoy into main. That was just someone else there to contact up.
Do you see this guy's movement?
Didn't end up mattering too much as Skipper was the only one to fall there.
Crunch time for Evil Geniuses. They lost this critical bonus round for NRG's back in the first half. Cannot allow that to happen again. Luckily for them, they are geared up towards the B side where there's not too much attention, but I'm almost worried for how much NRG could throw down into mid.
Yeah, you see Mata tucked up, just trying to hear any noise towards B long, and being able to react off a flash in street as well, as this reclear is coming so quickly into the round.
Yeah, drone sees nothing.
A very forward jiggle on A as well. They're already suspecting something heavy towards the B side of the map.
But EG are canceling this. They're thinking back to the round 1 where NRG quick rotated over there. So instead, this time, have Supermen patrolling.
And with him getting that pick in mid, I think that might make them want to actually double back B, expecting a heavy reaction, which has come from NRG, but they still have to deal with this mid push.
Ooh, Ethan almost caught Bao there.
Oh, they're reading this. NRG are reading into what's happening here. They leave the Killjoy utility towards the A side of the map, let that turn off, and walk 4 players back towards B.
So we're still looking at a stun in Mata's hands, a missile for Ethan, but EG have called away from this again. And the only one that could disrupt anything would have been Ethan in mid, but he decides to fall back instead in full gamble on the B finish.
I think EG have just avoided a disaster here. They looked like they were going to end towards B. Second guess it, and find the open side here on A.
So then the question for EG comes, how do they set up for the post plant? They've got beautiful situation for it, all 5 players alive. This is where you can run your best stuff. Step 1 will be getting DG all the way up into secret, and that's a run it back pretty early on to flush out Art. Not to find anything. I don't think he spotted the player there. That was right behind it though, and we'll see that. Pejo on the other side. It's a really good hold. EG have so much forward control, and yet still have the numbers to work off of each other. Keep NRG forced out of the round.
Pretty easy stuff in the end for EG. You see how they have to be ready for this proactivity from NRG. They sent a very early re-clear play in towards mid, which successfully found out that this was going to likely be a B finish, but EG had a good reaction. I think that it was Superman there who kind of repostured into mid, took that timing to catch someone who was walking up and got the kill onto the opposing Aster of Scuba. And that's a moment that opened the round up for EG, meant that NRG was kind of scrambling back and forth on rotations as they just made the right call at the end.
So now Evil Geniuses. Better start to the half than last time around. My concern comes down to when NRG actually find the early fight versus EG, which is exactly what it looks like we're getting here. The firing squad has showed up for the defense, and Digizin pops right into it. Nice shot from Scuba. will eliminate one of the duelists and the best chance EG have of making it into a site.
This comp is so difficult to play against on the extremities. Either it's an early missile or it's a trap play like that. Either way, it's potent.
And look how quickly the rotates come in. NRG already have 2 of those B players now reinforcing their killjoy on A.
3 strong here. The turret will give early information. And this is EG basically forced to accelerate into a stack.
They've thrown a lot of utility back on Secret, trying to get the C's into the nade. And Common just trying to stick the plant. That is ambitious. As missiles rain in.
Yeah, no one was up far enough to break it for him, so now they have to fight.
Yeah, they're going for this fight, sending everything back into Secret, but Mata was holding for it. Still alive into the corner. And still NRG have the reinforcements. Calm, though, is brought into a 1-on-2. Scuba on the other side of the map. So they'll hold for now. NRG choose to regroup, but this has stopped Calm from getting the spike down. And is now trying to navigate his way potentially back into a B finish.
He's trying to go all the way. NRG, though, just stay grouped in spawn, ready to react either site. They know he's low, they know he's alone. Your win condition is just to get the trade and not let him find an early pick.
Taking no chances.
10 seconds
A lot
left.
riding on this round for Evil Geniuses.
Spike
Calm,
planted.
the long-standing member. Now to stop this game from slipping away from NRG, would have to come up big time. Here's the player backside. But now they know exactly where he is. Cannot connect. Mata delivers a brutal blow to EG's chances in this map and in this stage.
NRG's reactions on defense have been too excellent. They read the early B play, get an excellent punish to begin, and are in the perfect position on the other side of the map as well. Just such good stuff from them. I think the defensive calling for NRG has been so impeccable, all year long. Back at Champions as well. This is where Ethan just looks so confident as an IGL when they're playing this double drone, when they constantly have the information. And they're also just a step ahead on the as well. But the issue is that NRG is so good with retakes, and because they're so proactive in pushing extremities, they're almost always fast to be in position to flood. So playing hard hits is pretty scary to me if I'm EG.
We'll see what adjustments Mikol had for the team during the timeout. Stepping into a tough situation for the day. Early orb to be claimed by Okeanos, but Evil Geniuses, we're going to listen to their last chances here in this round.
One straight. He's playing Asher spawn, front straight. Come straight, I'm with you straight, okay, I'm with you straight. I'm dying straight. Push this.
Two street, top tree.
Yo,
We're gonna go CT. We're gonna go CT. Walk CT with me. Go back. Back it out.
Have it run.
I thought they'd have it. Keep going. Jump from in.
Spike down B.
I'm ulting bow.
Have it
Have
today.
the spike.
I have blood. Top side jump.
Yeah, I have you.
70 on Killjoy. Crossing on the right.
Yeah.
Yo, rock thing.
I'm holding you.
Okay,
still.
get it down.
Stop
Get it
running.
down. You're good. No smokes, boys.
Go flank. Give me time.
Blinded.
Y'all gotta go
I'm
together.
walking right side.
Dark side. Dark from
What's
heaven.
Let's
I'm
fire
re-walking,
in.
Yeah, walk him. There's a gap on the right side of that way.
Is this face map?
No, I'm walking over facing.
One back off.
Time.
Two back off.
Jumping, I'm facing.
Don't come back on timing.
Player dead.
One more.
Nice try, NT.
Mr. Arnold is feeling it. Feeling it.
Ethan just carved in that round. The 3K to win it out at the end, but also in that another util kill for him, not even with a missile.
Yeah, getting it with the stun, which only just got granted damage at the beginning of this year. There you see that one connecting as he sprays down to Jacin. And that round looked good for EG in that they got the pick on Mata. Their biggest issue has been NRG pushing through extremities. And there you can see how the tune changes in Mikol's faces. They get that advantage and it's so quickly stolen back away.
EG can't afford to save any longer. With NRG just 2 away from taking the series, Ethan sitting at a comfortable 20 kills to 10 deaths on the Tejo.
NRG looking to make this last week of the group stage for EG a death roll. Eliminate them from the playoffs here and now.
Evil Geniuses have found their way into art, but that's exactly where Brock wanted them. Ditches in again an early death. Takes away EG's quick approaches into a site.
So tough to accelerate now. And look at Mata again, such a thorn in their side, constantly
Come
pushing,
on.
aggressive on the extremities.
I mean, NRG have had one guy up here named main multiple times on the defense already. It was that Killjoy Judge or now the Op. And it just means that, sure, EG have some control over mid, but NRG don't care. They've got numbers, they've got full information on the map.
Yeah, you look at B site, they have amazing stall utility. You look at A, and Neon is basically in their spawn.
EG, not crazy enough themselves to go all the way down into defense spawn.
These tight angles with the Odin, man.
Yeah, because these walls, they're all pay for that box. You can absolutely carve in.
30 seconds left.
Patient approach from EG pays off, though. And now, Brock is left out in the open. So the only one to shut down the A site would be Mata back in main, now pushed away by the Steel Garden as Ethan creeps up into secret.
Spike planted.
No one waiting for him. We've got knives out. What are we doing? Ethan absolutely destroys Evil Geniuses. Stage 1 could just be over for EG. Okeanos feels the walls closing in. Mata, the pressure from behind, delivers the final blow for this round and takes NRG to series point.
EG's picture of where the defenders are, I think has just been muddled this game. It's another one of these moments where they have a chance in a round, they realize that pressure is coming from one direction, a flank is coming in, and I imagine the comms are around coordinating how to fight back into Mata. And while that's happening, the players on the site just try to go for a play that's just not possible. Two dying there with knives practically out. Just not good enough when you're facing a team like NRG.
EG load up with 4 Guardians and a Dream. A Dream of Okeanos with that Glass Vandal and the run it back available. We need 6 more in a row now. They're going to start off down B long as they have so many of these rounds.
Scuba confident to jiggle in. Backs away. There's players here to stall as EG full send on the exec.
Okeanos nearly just died to utility on the run it back before getting to scout anything, but he will make it into the site. That Killjoy ultimate is still there, and I don't know if Com's going to be able to get out. It is down to the wire, and he barely escapes. It comes at the cost of Mata on the other side, and Mata's waiting for him, but the shots go haywire. Evil Geniuses stay in this one. Those Guardians wreaking havoc against NRG. Down to a 2-on-3 now. Oki pinged away by the drone. Shock takes him low. That's another one up in front. Brock will take the kill. To play spoiler for Evil Geniuses, he's found 3 already. No time left, though. Not even going to take a chance on that spike defuse. Evil Geniuses live to fight another round.
That should not have been a round win for Evil Geniuses. They walked back towards long like they owned the map. And Mata was just sitting there. He should have had a 2K, but whiffs out in this moment against players without guns in hand. And gives EG at least another round in this series. I mean, there's a chance that NRG won this anyway with the work Brock was doing.
Shout out University of Washington there.
Yeah.
Watching the game, trying to rally this team back together. 5 more need to be found. But now EG, at least they've got a better buy than the last time. Last one they had to do with just the Guardians. Now, a real shot.
This time though, some ultimates for NRG.
Oh, dear.
Not what you want to see from Kiko.
And the Armageddon from the defense side. NRG not giving Com any wiggle room. He manages to navigate on through. This is a brilliant execute of the site. Flawless to the full extent of the word.
I mean, sure, but did EG just turn on bullet resist? Neither of the NRG players there could hit a shot.
Hey, you know what? They got the whips in the last round. Maybe they'll get...
They got him this round.
How long can they keep getting them?
Did actually connect one there with the Outlaw, but not getting anything there was pretty rough for NRG. All right, exit works, and NRG will call a timeout now off of that. Hey guys, don't whiff.
Hey, this time they were turned around for Mata on the flank at least.
Yeah.
How many times? Is Mata just going to flank every round? Is this just the move? And Mata goes for full armor instead of a gun because he has the ultimate, I would assume.
Yeah. looking to get something done with that.
Yeah, if they end up calling that one in.
Again, Mata starting early, playing anti-flash in that corner where you can also hear if there's footsteps towards B long.
This has been one of the calmer starts for an EG round and an NRG round, frankly. Both of them playing a game of chicken to see who's going to strike first.
EG will have to be the team to make the play, though, as they, again, put their eyes back towards B.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. B finishes 2 for 2 in the last 2 rounds.
Not only do you need to win this round, of course, for EG, but you're also looking to get some farm on Okeanos. Him getting a run it back for round 22 would be big for cementing this comeback as something.
Some rifle juggling there. They had an outlaw, but now switch over to full rifles for the execute. Evil Geniuses lodge themselves into the site. We'll see if Mata actually wants to pull the ultimate here. I'm not quite so sure with it.
At least has to wait out these thorns before they can make a go of it.
It's just nothing successful found, no pick or anything for NRG. Makes it a little bit less likely for Mata. And there he goes, he's going for it. That's the first kill for Mata. Can he do a little bit more? Both duelists dealt with. Still problems to be found as Evil Geniuses have the supporting staff from afar. Bao and Calm line up a couple of kills, make that 3 for Bao, and within 3 for Evil Geniuses.
Some good work from Mata, but nothing else to be found. And that's EG again, staying in this one. It's been very simple answers so far. All 3 of these round wins have been straight up B executes. All 3 of them have come down to some somewhat chaotic post plants, and well, all 3 EG have managed to navigate. I'm wondering if NRG wants to try and play more to hard anchor B, or if they just expect a full change up from EG.
Well, I think they want to get in front of a fight because these exec ultimates from EG are palpable. So Mata moves up into A main, sees nothing just yet. Last round, EG were quiet and just went to that same B exec, but this time they have found a pocket and kept it relatively quiet up until now. Brock just lays him out, though, with the Odin. EG might have forgotten about that one. Saw that a while ago back when they were tempting into the A site, but now the Steel Garden comes down. Counter utility to slow it down, and Mata right into it. 1 for 1 for him. Still, Evil Geniuses not dismayed for moving further into this site. They are down a number, and that means they have to take some chances. A Nightfall, and Brock is still waiting for it. He has been the problem all half long for Evil Geniuses. Maybe Bao can get something back. He's up in the thick of it now. But he has to move in, and now they've realized he's there. Superman is out. NRG have done it. By keeping it calm here. As it got towards the end, NRG will take their second series win of the stage, advance to 2-2, and eliminate Evil Geniuses from playoffs contention.